I think the grace of Heavenly Mother, compassion of Buddha Maitreya, Jigong Buddha, virtue of Patriarch, and Sisun Simu, and also Great Master and Senior Master Lee and Junior Master Lee for allowing me to have this opportunity to host this session. And I thank you and welcome your attendance here. Today we are going to talk about something interesting. It's not Tao Te Ching. What is your cosmic dimensional consciousness? So it's this book here. The title is called 10 Cosmic Dimensions. Today we would just go over to the back of the page. There's a worksheet 7, and it talks about what is your cosmic dimensional level. So the book is done by Ravan Shambara. She is energy healer, psychic reader, psychotherapist, and hypnosis therapist. At first, she does not have this talent, but in 2016, she has a near-death experience. And when she was awakened, suddenly she was able to have all these psychic skills. And why? Because during this time, when she awake from her life-death experience, she received message from the ascending master. Ascending master meaning Buddha, Bodhisattva, the divine being, the Western angel want to communicate with her, and also angels too. So all these angels come to her and they want her to be in a channel to the humanity. So suddenly she received so much message, and she was instructed that she need to record and write things down. Therefore, we have this book here. So all these words are not done by her. It was done by the ascending masters. The ascending master will give her the sentence line by line, word by word, and she become a typewriter. And if she phrased something wrong, or if she worded something wrong, she will immediately receive a message for correction. So they will correct the word one by one. So this is how the book is being done here. And when I read this book, I find that this book it talks about a lot of knowledge that's almost equivalent to Tao Te Ching or Tao, but in a different perspective, all comes to the same concept of oneness, come to the same concept of love, but different perspective, different terms, different terminology that she used. In this book, it talks about 5 aspects of self: the physical body, the mental body, the emotional body, energy body, and light body. When you look at this 5 aspects of self, and she used the term body here, it's not really a physical body, it's a non-physical body. We can look at it as a mental element, emotional element, because to me, body is a body. So I like to translate this as a energy element, light element, or mental being, emotional being. So if you study spirituality, sometimes you will come across different way of interpret human being with a different body. The most simple one is the mind, body, and soul that we all know. So to balance the mind, body, and soul, it's a challenge. And this symbol we see a lot, and also we hear a lot. Sometimes we hear mind, body, and spirit. And in the Gnostic perspective, there is the 7 body, the Buddhi body, the astral body, the atomic body, the mental body, the vital body, and physical body. You can learn about different body from different schools, but for our learning purpose today from this book, we will focus on this 5 aspects of self, or 5 elements. But before we begin, I want to talk about the definition of the body. I want to bridge the understanding on each one. So the physical body is what we all know. It's our health, our masculine strength. We are the vehicle of our divine being through our soul. Our soul is invisible, it's tranquil, and we can only manifest our soul through our physical body. So this one is pretty easy to understand. The mental body is basically our intellect, how we analyze things. So when we go to work, We use this a lot. I'm going to do, say, I'm going to balance my book account. I'm going to drive to the supermarket. When I go to the signal, when I see the red, I'm going to stop. When I see the green, I'm going to go forward. When I see the GPS, make a right turn here, make a left turn here. So this mental body is more of a mechanical part. It can think, it can plan, create strategy and problem solving. And we can also perceive past, present, and future too. So this is where our imagination comes, our creativity comes. Our mind is very important because our mind creates our thought, and our thoughts steer the course of our life based on our intention. And our intention determines how we perceive our reality. So it's very important to be able to master our mind too. In Buddhism term, call it the mind body as the monkey mind. So we want to make sure our monkey mind is being controlled. In Buddha Maitreya Sutra, there's a metaphor being used. It's called the horse, like the wild horse. We want the horse to be able to control, not like running like wild without control. So that's the mental body. Next is the emotional body. The emotional body is same as the mental body. It's abstract and it's non-physical. It acts as an antenna. So sometimes when we feel distressed, it's like a compass telling us that we are derailed from Tao. We are derailed from love. We are derailed from the divine source. So mental body is a good tool for us to understand ourselves. If we have anxiety, if we have depression, the emotional body is like a detector, like our own doctor. If we experience any distressing moment, we need to come back to ourselves. We have to reflect back to ourselves. Oh, I'm not aligned with Tao. I'm not aligned with love. I have to make an adjustment. So our emotional body reacts to a situation. Our emotional response depends on how we perceive reality. We are triggered by the internal environment. In our emotional body, we prefer love, peace, harmony. Why? Because love, peace, harmony, and all come from the divine source. And because we come from the divine source, so that's what we crave for. We want love, peace, and joy and calm. We want that. We are a part of that divine source. We are derived from that divine source or the origin. On the other hand, we are fear of anger. We don't like depression. We don't like anxiety because this is opposite side of the divinity. Understand our emotional body work will help us to align ourselves to the Tao cultivation. Next one is the energy body. Energy body is also called an astral body. Have you ever heard of somebody like they have like out of body experience? Sometimes they do practice and then they focus on their chakra and they are able to go out of body. This is their astral body is going out. As a spiritual cultivator, we don't recommend this. So if you can go out, what if you don't come back? That's possible. Just like a dog, you let your dog outside and then the dog run wild and there's a possibility the dog cannot come back. So we don't recommend this practice. If you allow your astral body to go out, you need to know when to come back. You need to know how to come back. If you don't know how to come back, do not go out, right? So so never go out, okay? In the Tao temple, I met one guy. He asked the master, how can he go out? And he has a master guiding him how to go out. So my question is, what's the purpose of going out? To travel? If you go out without any tool, it's like you are going out naked. You don't have any weapon. You don't have any tool. So what if you meet some bad guy and then you are being kidnapped and you never come back? So this is a very, very dangerous practice. It's not our intention. It's not our spiritual practice to do this. Let's go back here. The energy body, it's considered prana. In Hindu term, they call it prana. And Chinese term, we call it qi. In Japanese term, they call it ki. In the Western term, it's called the white light energy. Other people call it the energy of universe. The Christian term is called the Holy Spirit.
Oh.
So all this term are the same. It's just that we word it differently. In Tao Te Ching chapter 1, the Tao can be spoken is not a real Tao. That's why people are confused with the names. So this name is help you to understand what is the energy body, but do not put too much focus on this term here. This term are here to help you to understand. But once you understand it, you're supposed to immerse yourself into it, but not cling onto the name. So this energy, there's different way to express the energy body. One way to express it is that we have the inner auric field and the outer auric field. So the inner auric field is 1 inch outside of our body. So sometimes when you get close to a friend and this friend is very spiritual, and you just feel so good when you are next to that person. So that means that person's energy level is sending that cosmic wave to you so that you feel good. And there is also an outer auric field, which is arm length. So this is in the spiritual term, there's the inner field and the outer field. And also there's we can also interpret as the 7 chakra. 7 chakra, we all know. One of it is the heavenly portal. The heavenly portal is the eye of our wisdom. In the Western term, we heard that our eyes are the window of our soul.
Mm-hmm.
Now, where is the door? Do you know where is the door? If you do, I'm so glad. If you don't, our temple can help you to open up your door, your heavenly portal. Because when you open it up, it can help you to do the meditation. And when you do the meditation, you can focus in one of your chakra, specifically in your heavenly portal. We call it the heavenly portal. Portal means door, and that's the door of our soul. Once it's open, it will help you to align yourself. We all see Jesus' picture on the internet, right? Or Buddha's picture or angel's picture. They have this yellow light around them or the white light around them. So this is how their energy body expand. If we focus on our chakra, our heavenly portal, we can expand our energy body. And when we meditate and when we not only we meditate, when we do things, say if I'm working, if I'm studying, talking to a friend, and if I focus on my heavenly portal, I can expand my energy body. On the other hand, if I'm stressed, if I'm depressed, my energy body will contract. So it's our power. We do have this power to make our auric field bigger or smaller. So it's our choice. And also the meridian point. Have you ever go to the acupuncture doctor? They use that needle to go like to make your pain go away. So what they are doing is to release that block of energy on your body, so that you will, after that vibration, they use it in physical vibration to open that block of energy. So once that is open, then you feel good. Unfortunately, it only lasts for temporary. Then you have to go next week. Okay, so next one is the light body. So the light body, I put a different terminology here too. Light body in the Tao Te Ching perspective, it's called a Tao, or the Western term is called a soul. Atman in the Hindu term, and higher self. All this is in the Western term. Higher self, or true self, or higher being, spiritual essence, the divine source, energy. All this are considered a light body. I want to spend more time on the light body because this is a very important concept. Okay, so the light body.
It's also called the spiritual body.
Spiritual body. All this terminology here is to describe light body. So we can say that all these are synonyms. It don't mean the same thing. So the characteristic of the light body is it's permanent and infinite. It's permanent because our soul exists before our lifetime. It begins without beginning. It will last without ending. So when we die, our soul will continue on its journey. In contrast to the energy body in the previous slide here, and the energy body here, it's only temporary. So when we die, all this thing will be gone. So that's what I put here. Energetic body is temporary and finite. The light body is permanent. Next one, it's always present but dormant. The light body on the Tao, it's always there. It's always in us. But why is it dormant? Because most of people are not aware of they have this light body. They are not aware. They think that this body is there because I'm here, but when I die, everything will be gone. So if you talk to an atheist, they will think that when I die, they will say that when I die, everything is gone. So most people will perceive light body as non-existence, but it's always there.
Mhm.
So light body is very huge. It's large compared to the physical body. But
Mhm.
because we take the opportunity to born in this physical realm, we are binded in our physical boundary that allow us to experience as an individual self, because we all come from the source and together we were all one. But because when we are together, we cannot experience the individual experience. Therefore, we are derived from the source, from the origin. So when we take birth on this body, it allows us to experience as the individual level, and that allow us to have a develop relationship, to allow us to grow individually. So this light body is the conscious body. It contains all the soul history. So this concept is sort of like watching a movie. We all seen the movie Titanic, right? So in the Titanic, there is the actor. It's called Leonardo and Kate. So I'm the Kate. Robert is the Leonardo, or Pamela is the Kate. But the name that we have now, it's only applied to the name in this movie character. But when the movie ends, what's going to happen? Maybe we will start another movie and I'm going to call somebody else. And Pamela will play another role, and maybe Pamela will be named Sherry or somebody else. But Pamela will remain to be Pamela. Joanna will remain Joanna. So the concept of light body is like our name here. So it's the concept is like the role and the actor. The role is always changing, but the actor remain the same. Our physical body is always changing through each reincarnation that we come. The actor's name is the light body. It's eternal. It doesn't end. The light body contains our life purpose, and it attuned to our divine wisdom. Light body understand what we need to do, but a lot of time it's in a dormant stage. We are not aware of this light body, or sometimes we hear some small voice to tell us what to do, but we ignore it. So this light body understand about the integrity, understand the moral code, understand ethic. It has a soul history. Our soul history is infinite. It has our soul resume. It has our Akashic record. It has a karmic record. It knows our life purpose, and it knows why we are here. So this is the chart of our five body. So we need to connect to our light body. Our light body is in control of our four other body here: physical body, the mental body, the energy body, and the emotional body. So it's important all five elements are connected to the light body. So if we are not connected, they take charge. For example, if we want to taste something sweet, emotional body cannot do it. So the physical body will take over. And physical body is good at eating. So the physical body will want to eat a lot of sweet things. And that's why we have obesity in our society. And sometimes the emotional body feels so exciting. I want to do something exciting. And then the physical body will want to try something exciting, like going to Magic Mountain to try out some wild ride. So, or watch a horror movie. But guess what? After the horror movie, Happen to you? you feel physically drained because you feel so tired. So we start with our emotional body. We crave for sweet. We crave for excitement, and our physical body take charge, and our energy body becomes slow. Or sometimes our emotional tell us that, oh, why am I so lonely? Why am I so lonely? So the physical body, again, take you to a supermarket to buy something, and then you have so much hamburger in front of you, and then all of a sudden you feel great. And then after you're feeling great, after you finish the food, that's when your mental body and your energy body is drawn out. The above scenario are the example that these four bodies are distant from the light body. Therefore, we need to have this light body to be on top. So in order to be on top, there's different things we can do. We can participate in religious ceremony, participate in religious activity, or if you are not religious, you can go out to mountain to hike. You can chant sutra, meditation, go out to nature, practice yoga, listening to music, or engage a talk with a spiritual friend. Having a good friend around you is a good experience. So now we will begin our reading. So this is worksheet 7, the 5 aspects of self. Let's start from the physical body. Let me tell you this. All the body is made up of 11 dimensions. 11 dimensions. So we all come down to 10 dimensions, but it starts from -1. So this is low frequency, -1. Let's begin with physical body. We all see this kind of person around us. We've seen it, or maybe on YouTube. This person has little respect for their body and allows it to be unhealthy. This person may respect to harm other people physically. I don't have this kind of people around me, but I see that on the news. The people who commit crime, they want to rob somebody, kill somebody to fulfill their anger. They are just angry. They just want to go out to kill somebody. This kind of person have no respect for themselves and no respect to other people. This is a very low frequency, -1. And next one is frequency 0. This person has no respect for their body and choose to be unhealthy. This person perform acts like self-harm, like eating disorder, cutting, and simply does not like to take care of their body, and they may have addiction to alcohol, drugs, sex, or food. So this one is basically harming self. This -1 is harming self and harming others. This is the difference. This one does not harm others. This one is addiction to alcohol, drug, and sex and food. But in a way, having an addiction will also end up harming others too. So definitely, we don't want to dwell in this frequency. And this one, frequency number 1, the person may or may not respect their body and may have an addiction. So this person still have addiction, but not so much addiction. It's not so much addiction, but it still have some kind of addiction. And next one, this person may or may not exercise and watch their diet. If they desire to improve their physical appearance, it is worthy pursuit, such as being sexually attractive or advancing in their career. So this person is already out of addiction, and this person may want to do some kind of exercise for the purpose of attracting their friends, maybe attracting to their sexual partner, maybe want to look attractive so that they can get a better job, better career opportunity. There has been some career research that if you look better, you will be able to find job easier, and that I think we all agree. People have a judgment on obesity, so people relate obesity as an expression of laziness. So in our society, we still have a lot of judgment and prejudice. So people in frequency 2, they might want to work out for advancing in their career. And third dimension, This person may consider improving their body, but does not see physical health as pertaining to spiritual practice. So this person start to have awareness, improving their body with exercise. But this person is still in the lower dimension. And I will have to say that the third dimension here, most people are in the third dimension in our humanity. Most people are in this third dimension. So I hope that we can move a little bit higher, because the reason we are all in this meetup at this time, in this moment, is because we want to advance to a higher dimension. So I would say that most of us are in the fourth dimension or above. This person starts to exercise, watch their diet. They may or may not be done a spiritual practice. So this person starts to have awareness of exercise, but does not relate exercise as a connection to their spiritual cultivation. So this is a question that we want to ask us. Do you do exercise regularly? Do you think that exercise is related to spiritual practice? The answer is yes, because we talk about the 5 aspects of body. Physical body is one of the aspects. So if your physical body is in the lower dimension, definitely it will also drag down the other 4 body too. So between 4th to 5th dimension, there's a transition. And hopefully this is where we are now. We are here now. They have a regular routine of exercise. In other words, the people in this realm or in this dimension understand routine exercise is very important, and we can make the connection of physical body is as important as the divine body. In order to cultivate spiritually, we do need a healthy physical body. Their diet is clean, and they understand the concept of eating high frequency food. Let's see, high frequency food. Do we all know what is high frequency food? This is from the Hindu teaching. So the Hindu teaching, they divide the food into 3 categories. So the sattva, everything under sattva is considered high frequency food. So now when we say sattva, S-A-T-T-V-A, does that ring a bell?
Yes.
Bodhisattva,
Matargunas.
Bodhisattva. So Bodhisattva, when you say Guanyin Bodhisattva, so sattva is considered purity. Sattva, it means purity and tranquility. So everything under this category is it can purify our body and calm our mind. So this is considered high frequency food. It's unpasteurized milk. This one you can only get it from India if you raise your own cow. So the milk that we consume, that we buy from the supermarket, I would say that probably you can only buy the organic milk. That's what we can do the best. This one can only be done in India if you raise your own cow. Otherwise, in USA, the next choice will be organic milk and ghee, herbal tea, whole grain, beans, fresh fruit and organic fruit, fresh and organic vegetable. Some people are raw vegan. They, if you eat raw vegetable food, like salad or raw vegetable, is the best. And then nuts, almonds, seeds, soy, and lentils, grains and herbs, raw honey. And also the Chinese way of eating vegetable and fruit. Sometimes we cook tomato too, and cook and consume in 3 to 4 hours, because if you leave it overnight, it becomes lower energy. So when you buy from the market, those food will consider high energy, but the longer you let it store, the energy will decrease. And then of course, peace while eating. So if you are eating in a hurry, if you are eating and talking too much, it's not considered high frequency food. So if we talk about high frequency food, I have to also talk about what is low frequency food. So this is considered the medium frequency food, this column here, and this is considered low. Let me talk about this one first. Tamas. Tamas is really bad. It will dull our mind and bring agitation, confusion, and disorientation. The red meat, alcohol, fast food, and fried food, canned food, because it's preserved, because it's not fresh, of course. Refined sugar. If you really have to go to Starbucks to get some tea, I would recommend you to get unsweetened tea, and then you add your own sugar, because some store they make the tea with sweetened tea, like a processed sugar. So I always prefer to add my own sugar. The sugar come with the brown pack. That's the best. I like to go to Subway because Subway they have this vegetarian sandwich stuck with all the vegetable, and then I will order unsweetened tea. And yeah, because if I order the sweetened tea, I would think that the sweetened tea is come with a refined sugar, and so we want to avoid refined sugar. Tobacco, soda, artificial flavor. So artificial flavor we can think about as the cake, the a lot of cake. Sometimes they put a color. They make the cake very colorful, especially like the pink, the blue. Those one you assume it's artificial color. Yellow probably not, because probably they put turmeric in it to make it yellow. Blue definitely is artificial. Kai, you have a question?
Maybe more like a comment as well. So when I saw beans listed under high frequency food, it made me want to giggle, because for some people beans cause gas and it's very not peaceful at all.
I know.
And also when I saw milk, I was actually kind of shocked, only because milk is almost kind of like something that came from animal, and also because milk for some people can cause diarrhea, so it's not very peaceful as well. So I just want to share that.
Yes, I agree with you. Some people are lactose intolerant. Yes, yeah. Thank you, Kai. And Peter.
And maybe I was wondering, kind of like coffee. So my question is, how about green tea? You know, green tea, does it fall into the herbal tea category, like sattva, in the sattva column? Or
I think the definition would be that if you drink something that keep you overactive, keep you awake, then that's rajas. That's overstimulation. So if it's a tea that will still allow you to sleep and perform your daily routine, that will be okay. Here, coffee and black tea will keep you awake for 24 hours. But some herbal tea are really mild. Yeah, but the herbal tea, I would recommend that you buy the whole leaf instead of the one being grounded. The one being grounded has a lower frequency. The one that's dry come with the whole leaf. It doesn't come in a pack. The whole leaf one will give you a higher energy. But the most best one is, of course, is the fresh leaf.
How about like say ginseng? Buy this package of
ginseng tea. That one is good. Yeah, that one is good. Thank you. This
one is herbal tea, right? Like sattva, and this one is not ground, like it's not ground up. It's more like whole herbal.
Yeah, we try not to buy the ground one. We try to buy the whole piece. Yeah, and ginseng tea. If you can make it from the boil hot water, that would be great. But the one that if you go to the Chinese restaurant, they give you like a tea, and so you want to look at what kind of tea are they. If it comes in small little pieces, those are low energy herbal tea. If it comes in a pack, it's also low energy too. Like my father, he will bring his own tea and then ask the server to pour in the hot water. So that's one way to do it too. You buy the more expensive tea leaf, and then you bring it to the restaurant, and then have the waiter pour in the hot boiled water for you. Okay, thank you, Peter. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so like what Kai mentioned on pasteurized milk and beans. So that's what I say in the beginning. I say this is based on the Hindu scripture. They define the food into 3 categories. So this is a guideline for you. Of course, it does not work for everybody. So the rajas in the middle column is, again, here's the chicken, eggs, onion, garlic, over spicy food, chocolate, excess salt, and eating too fast. So all these are considered low frequency. So these two are low frequency food, and this one is high frequency food. So we were just talking about eating high frequency food from the fourth to fifth dimension. So if you are transitioning from the fourth to the fifth, it's important you start to take high frequency food. And keep in mind, the high frequency food does not have meat, no red meat, no white meat. Eating high frequency food, it's also very essential in your spiritual practice too. Now, go to the fifth dimension. This person exercises regularly. They strive to eat higher dimensional food. They will not eat fast food or processed food or other man-made food that are low dimensional. I will say that most of us are in the fourth dimension, and it's our goal to reach to the fifth or the sixth dimension. So I think some people still have a hard time exercise regularly because of their work, but it's important to keep in mind. At least we need to be aware of it. Now, fifth to sixth dimension, there's a transition. This person has been exercised consistently for some time. They eat high frequency food. So during this transition, they eat high frequency food. Mostly they are vegetarian or vegan, and they have incorporated exercise as part of their practice. And number six dimension is that this person almost master physical health. So this person can take control of their physical body. This person does not get sick. This person is already capable of master his or her physical body. So 7 to 10th dimension, this person is a master of their physical body. If somebody reached to this level, most likely their 4 other bodies are also in a higher dimension too. Second is the mental body. Now let's start from low frequency number 1. This person dwells in negative thinking. So have you ever had depression? So people who experience depression, or the people around us experience depression, their mental body is in frequency -1, and I recommend that they seek help. And low frequency 0, this person is overwhelmed with anger, worry, fear, and doubt. So this one and this one are very similar. The verb here is dwells, and this one is overwhelmed. And when we move to here, this person has a lot of anger, worry, fear, and doubt. So the difference between this one and this one is that this one is overwhelmed. This one is a lot of anger, still have this kind of a negative energy within. It still have some negative thinking. And low frequency 2, this person may or may not start to illuminate negative thinking. So in this stage, this person is getting better, unhealthy thought and pattern. So this person is able to cut down the negative thinking and negative thought. So this person is aware of the negative thought for the purpose, not for spirituality, but for the purpose for relationship, for wealth, and for career advancement. But they do not consider bring up their mental body to a higher level as equivalent to their spirituality. In other words, they cannot see that they are related. And the third dimension is that this person may consider change their negative thought or pattern. So this person is beginning to make that awareness, but still does not see mental health as pertaining to spiritual practice. So it's only when this person moves to the fourth dimension, the person understands the spiritual practice has very essential aspect to the mental body dimension. This person starts to eliminate all negative thinking and unhealthy thought pattern. So for us, when we study Tao, when we are into spirituality, we understand negative thinking is very detrimental to our physical body, physical health, and our energy level. Therefore, we always talk about how to get rid of the negative energy, how to eliminate those negative thoughts. This person may or may not see as pertaining to spiritual growth. Most people in this physical realm are in the third and fourth dimension. And I hope that we can elevate ourselves a little bit. Our goal is to reach at least the fifth dimension. To reach the fifth dimension, there is a transition. This person is gaining control. So this person is start gaining control. It's in the process. You are aware of it. You recognize it's important. So it's no longer in the fourth dimension. We want to take control of our mind. So this is Tao Te Ching teaching, and also a lot of teaching from the Buddhism literature too. So we start to gaining control of our negative thoughts, especially worry and fear. How do we gaining control? In our previous session, we talked about we can perform yoga, put ourselves out in the nature, chanting sutra, go to temple, go to church, listening to holy music, maybe a good night's sleep, maybe watch a spiritual motivational story, being with a spiritual friend. That will also help too. So it's important how to remove yourself from this negative environment. And the fifth dimension is this person has disciplined their mind. In the transition here, this person is slowly gaining control, is in progress. And on the fifth dimension, this person has disciplined their mind. And they can recognize if their mind is overactive and is able to quiet their mind, comprehend that thoughts create reality, and therefore do not entertain the negative thinking. So in the fifth dimension, we still have that negative mind come into our brain, but we have that tool to eradicate those negative minds. So when we are in this transition, we will have total control over our mind, because we know how to control our mind. So in Buddhism term, the Buddhism scholar call it the monkey mind. So the monkey mind has been controlled, has been detained. So the monkey mind used to be like a wild animal running everywhere. But now this monkey is being domesticated. It's not as wild. So sort of like dogs and the cat. So the dog can go wild, but when we can domesticate our dog will listen to us. So same thing for our mind. We want our mind to listen to us too. And sixth dimension, this person is healed to an appropriate level physically, mentally, emotionally, energetically, and spiritually. This person has balanced their 7 chakra. So when we get to the sixth dimension, we would have able to balance all 5 bodies already. So keep in mind, we must set a goal for ourselves, which dimension we want to reach to. On the sixth dimension, we know how to clear our thoughts and use positive affirmation. 7th to 10th dimension, this person is a master of their 5 aspects and is modeling or teaching others. This may be a counselor or a life coach or energy healer. So here touch up a very important aspect here. When a person or when a being is reached to the 7th to 10th dimension, it's a person who can master their 5 aspects of body. This is the level of Jesus, this is the level of Buddha. And when it's reached to that level, it becomes a model and teaching others. In other words, when you are in the 7th dimension, you want to serve the humanity. Serve the humanity. The higher dimension that you go up, you will want to serve the humanity. And why? Because you understand we all come from the divine source. If you understand the concept of love and concept of compassion, you will understand that we are all together. Everybody is all together because we all come from the divinity. We all come from the same source. Our physical body divide us. But when we strip out our physical body, let's say if we all die at this moment, what are we all left? We are all left with our divine source. And my divine source will look the same as yours. Yours it will look the same as mine, and mine will look the same as his or hers. It's all the same. So when we understand that concept, we will want to model and teach others. We will want to be Buddha, we will want to be Jesus. So serving humanity will be our future journey. So keep that in mind. So the being will want to be a counselor or a life coach or energy healer. Now let's talk about the emotional body. So this person is emotional dark. This person still dwell in the negative thinking. Low frequency 0. This person is full of negative emotion and emotional reactivity. So you might say, oh, wait a minute. This one looks the same as the mental body, because the mental body talks about the negative thinking, the anger, worry, fear, and doubt. But this emotion seems similar, but there is a difference. So the mental body is just a thought. It's just a seed. For example, maybe you say something to me, something rude to me, and I say, how can you say that to me? That's my mental body is thinking, but my emotional body will be angry and I express my anger. So emotional body is more like a manifestation of the mental body. A thought come in and then I express my anger, happiness, distress, or my action. So that will be in the emotional body. So there's a difference between our intellect, our mental state, and the emotional body. This person is full of negative emotion and emotional reactivity because we react to that mental thought. Low frequency 1, this person has emotional reactivity. So this is somehow similar. Low frequency 2, this person may or may not want to gain control over their emotional response, but this person is motivated to do it because of the relationship that we are in. Maybe this person encounters some kind of career, workplace. This person need to control the emotion in order to succeed in the career ladder. So the person can control or suppress their emotion to cater his or herself to that environment, whether it's in a romantic relationship, work relationship, or family relationship. And this person wants to seek anger management, want to seek help, but in low frequency number 2, there's still a gap between 2 and 3, because in 3, it has more control over to their emotional reactivity. This person has a better control to their emotional reaction, but still does not see that emotional body as important or related to the spiritual practice. So I hope that this is not us. I hope that we are moving up to like the between 4 to 5. Fourth dimension, this person is gaining control over emotional responses. So this person is making progress, gaining control, making progress. Not in full progress. This person is gaining control, still gaining control over their thought, especially worry and fear. So they are still working on it. They are still working on how to quiet their thoughts. The person start to meditate, start to using different tools to help to control the negative emotion. Fifth dimension, this person can calm their emotion, anger. So when the negative emotion comes, this person is able to control their emotion. And they are quick. They can make the adjustment to their emotion. They are quick to forgive. They are quick to repent. They are quick to deal with the situation. And recenter. Recenter is to realignment to our doubt, realignment to our divine source. Recenter, this is a very important concept. How can we recenter ourselves? Again, there's different ways to do it. Like I mentioned, listening to music, reading sutra, or maybe talk to a friend right away, because you need to let go your negative energy. You want to release your energy. So maybe you want to talk to your friend, not just a regular friend. You want to talk to a friend that you, I will say a spiritual friend, or your soulmate if you have, so that this friend can help you to recenter and let go. Fifth and sixth dimension. So this is a transition between the fifth and the sixth. This person is emotional self-aware. If they are overreact, and they immediately pull back towards the center. So in this stage, this person is already gaining control to the emotional state. And the sixth dimension is this person is healed to an appropriate level and is able to control the physical body, mental body, emotional body, and the energy body, and their light body. This person has gained control over their five body, and they can handle stress. I would say that the people who are study Tao Te Ching together with me or with anyone else here, it's our ultimate goal to reach to the 5th or the 6th dimension. When I look in the 7th to 10th dimension, I just skip it because it's not me at all. So our goal is to reach to the 6th, if not at least 5. I mean, definitely there's a lot in the 7th and 10th dimension, but why talk about it if we are still in the 5th dimension and the 6th? Our life is full of difficulty and struggle, and it's inevitable that we are surrounded by the people who are in the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd dimension. So we really have to take control of our physical body by eating high frequency food, able to bring our mental body to a higher dimension, to the 5th dimension, bring our emotion to the 5th dimension. It's important. So if we are struggle with the people around us, we cannot change them, but we can change ourselves. So this is what spiritual practice is all about. Practice, make sure we bring our frequency, bring our dimension to an appropriate level, and do not be dragged down. So again, the 7 to 10 dimension, they model and teach others. They become a counselor, life coach, and energy healer. In other words, they begin to serve the humanity. Energy and astral body start from -1 to 2. This person is full of negative energy. They are not aware of their energy body. We study spirituality. We understand there's the energy among us. Like I go to temple every Sunday, and when I'm in the temple, I feel great. I feel blessed. And when I come out of temple, I also feel blessed too. And that will last, say, like 3 or 4 days. When it goes towards the weekend, my energy will become a little lower, and then I feel that I have to go to certain place to recharge my energy. We know the Tao cultivator, we definitely understand this concept. Now, 3rd dimension, this person may or may not be aware of their energetic or astral body. So this is not talking about us. We all are aware of energetic and astral body, right? Okay, and now the 4th. So this is talking about all of us here. This person recognizes we have a energetic and astral body that we all have. 4th and 5th dimension, this person is aware of 7 chakra. So if we have our heavenly portal open, we understand that we have our chakra open, and if our heavenly portal is open, we can also open up our head chakra too. We do have the 7 chakra within us, and we can expand or contract our energy body. Depends on our mental body and our emotional body. It's doable and it's feasible. We don't need to rely on other people, but we definitely need to make sure that we are in a good environment when we do the meditation. And so how can you know that you are in this level or not? If you have friends and they are gossiping about someone else, will you be interested in their talk, or would you think that that's nonsense? If you think that's nonsense, then definitely you are moving to a higher vibration. If you want to peekaboo, that means you are still in a lower dimension. And let's say if you are in a supermarket and then you see some magazine talking about Kate Middleton, Williams, and about the affair, what happened in the UK. If you want to understand about the paparazzi, then you are definitely in a lower dimension. So our goal is to get rid of those noise, get rid of those pollution, and focus on ourselves. So we are aware of our 7 chakra. We want to maintain our energy level to a higher dimension. So 5th dimension, this person is interested in energy work. Are you interested in energy work? Are you interested in meditation? Are you interested in moving your energy to a higher level? Are you interested in reading the sutra for the goal of making yourself better? If you go to temple, what is your purpose? My purpose is that so that I can have a beautiful week next week, so that I go to temple. Why do you go to mountain? Why do you get close to the nature? Why? Because you are working on this energy for yourself so that you can feel elevated. You can feel different. you understand that the environment that you are in, maybe it's not healthy. So it's important to recharge your battery. So we all have our smartphone. So when the phone is in full 100% battery, the phone feels good because you know that you can access all the information here. But if the phone is only 10% left, what do you want to do? You get stressed out, right? So our body is the same like the smartphone. If we are running low, we get stressed out. We want to receive that energy from the divine source. So that's why some participants like to go out to the nature, like to do activity, to engage in like hiking, camping, stay in the nature, stay in the wood for 7 days, 14 days, or a month. So this person is interested in energy work onto themselves or maybe onto other people too. So 5th to 6th dimension, here's the transition. This person has cleared their 7th chakra and the light realm is real to them. I believe that this one is pertain to us because otherwise we wouldn't be here. We understand Tao is real to us. We understand that the kingdom of God is within us. We understand Lord Krishna is within us. We understand we have higher self, and that higher self is connected to the divine self, the divine universe, and the light realm is real to us. That's why we want to practice spirituality. We are all in our mid-years and we try many things already. In our younger time, we try many exciting stuff. We try many things, maybe drugs, sex, entertainment. When we are engaged to those things, we feel great, we feel exciting, we feel fulfillment at that moment. But when we are finished with those activities, we feel empty and we feel dry. And that's why we are into spirituality, because it's only when we are on this path of Tao, when we are on this path of spirituality, we feel fulfilled. So we feel fulfilled that Tao can fulfill us. And 6th dimension, this person is healed to appropriate this 5 level, 5 body, the physical body, mental body, emotional body, energetic and spiritual body, the light body. This person has balanced their 7 chakra. This person understands how to clear discordant energy through energy work or meditation. So again, we want to target to the 5th dimension and the 6th dimension. If not 6, we want to make sure we reach to the 5th. Again, 7th to 10th, it's our future work, but let's focus on our current task, 5th and the 6th dimension. Now, this is the last body. Start from low frequency, -1 to 2. This person is not aware of spiritual aspect of themselves. This person may consider him or herself as atheist or agnostic. Of course, this does not apply to us. And 3rd dimension, this person has moved into the direction of understanding they are a spiritual being. They may recognize a formal religious path. I think we all been through this. We are already on this religious path or spiritual path. We understand that we are a spiritual being. We understand that our soul is not temporary. It's long lasting. It will not discontinue. It will just continue on infinitely. 4th dimension, this person believes they come from the divine source and exist beyond the physical dimension. That's true. We come from the divine source and our soul will continue to exist beyond the physical dimension. 4th to 5th dimension, this person understands they are spiritual being and living in the temporary, in a physical body. And I hope that we all understand that our physical body is only our vehicle. It's through this vehicle we become the servers of the divinity, because later on when we reach to the 7th to the 10th dimension, eventually we are going to use our physical body to serve the humanity. Right now, perhaps you don't see serving humanity as a task, and that's because we are not there yet. We are still working on that. But eventually, when you get through the 6, 7 to 10, then you will feel it will be your mission, it will be your calling. Think about Buddha, think about Jesus, or think about other angel, other bodhisattva. In Buddhism term, there's at least 1,000 Buddha, at least 1,000 Buddha. There is no one Buddha is selfish. There is no one angel is selfish. Jesus is never selfish. Mother Teresa is not selfish. So there's no divine spiritual being are selfish. In other words, when you move to a higher dimension, you just have to serve and may your body be a vehicle of the divine source. Now let's go back to the 5th dimension. This person considers their life to be spiritual focus, and that's us. 5th to 6th dimension, this person has cleared their 7th chakra. The light realm is real to them. 6th dimension, this person is one with divine source and can expand their consciousness to a new height. So their consciousness has broadened to a higher level, and when we move to a higher level, we can immerse ourselves to the lower level too, to have compassion to the people who are in the lower level. You can see from this phrase here, the person is with the divine source and expand their consciousness to a new high will have tolerance to the people who are in a lower frequency, lower realm. We have love, we have compassion. We will not be so judgmental. We will expand our gratitude to them, and we will open our eyes. We will see love everywhere. This is a summary of the book that we just read from the worksheet. So dimension number 1 is to harm self and harm others. Number 2, this person does not harm others and does not harm self, but it's still lost. And dimension 3, start to have awareness, but still cannot make the connection between the body to the spiritual practice. But dimension number 3 is having the awareness. This awareness is important because this person is aware and is taking the first step, is taking a baby step. So having that awareness is important. Number 4, recognize and is gaining control. We recognize. So recognize is being able to understand that there's the physical body, there's the mental body, there's the emotional body, energy body. We recognize that we are from the divine source. Being able to recognize is to understand, to have faith, to have belief. It's not just like part-time faith, it's like 100% faith, because it's only when you have 100% faith, you want to take control of your mental body. You understand that spirituality is related to your emotional body, it's related to the energy body. So you want to take that motivation and opportunity to gain control. So this one, dimension 4 is working in progress. And dimension 5 is have gained control. So this one is already gaining control. Number 6, discipline and handle life stress well. I will say that number 6 is more like our spiritual teacher on earth that we have. Maybe we have our good friends. Sometimes when we talk to our good friends, we feel good. It's important to have a good friend that's in dimension 6, and we will be lucky if we find one. So this person can handle life stress well and heal in all body. And dimension 7 to 10, it's sort of beyond us. So our goal is to reach 5 and 6. And when we go to 7 and 10, we will be able to serve the humanity with our physical body. So that concludes my sharing session on this book. So after we read through the worksheet, we understand there are 5 aspects of ourselves. So what is your cosmic dimensional consciousness? And I think you would have the answer now. Thank you so much. Thank you.